Creepiest content from the Japanese internet. How creepy is this one about to get?
We've all seen weird stuff online, but that's just the English side. The Japanese internet has stories about curses, disappearances, and strange mysteries that were never solved. And most people outside Japan have never heard of them. Today, we're exploring the creepiest content from the Japanese internet. We'll start with the strange cases and save the worst for last. The new goal, guys, is 2.5 million subscribers by the end of 2026. It's a crazy goal, so it would mean the world if you subscribe, and I will do my very, very best to put out the best videos I possibly can for you. I'm Visual Venture, and you are awesome.
Oh, thank you, Visual.
The mystery of the evaporated people. On Japanese social media, there's a hashtag that translates to husband missing. Under that hashtag, women post photos of husbands who left home and never returned.
Wow, that's depressing.
In Japan, there's a word for this. It's called johatsu.
Johatsu means evaporated people, and it is the term that Japanese use for when people disappear without a trace.
It's estimated that 100,000 Japanese people disappear each year. That number alone is unsettling. What makes it even more disturbing is that this has been happening for over 50 years. The term johatsu started being used in the 1960s.
Are you sure it could just be like
some people in Japan wanted to escape unhappy marriages. But divorce was a long and difficult process. So instead of going through the courts, they chose to run away. Soon others followed for different reasons. Japan's work culture was intense. Employees had to work long hours and remain loyal to
I'm pretty sure their work culture is still intense.
Company.
In many companies, your salary isn't really based on how good you are at your job, but how long you've been sitting in that company.
Some couldn't handle the pressure. They left home one morning and never returned. Others vanished out of shame. One engineer lost his job but felt too embarrassed to tell his family, so he disappeared. Another case.
But you know how sad that is? You're going through the hardest time in your life, and you know your family wouldn't be supportive through this hard time. So you have to just pretend. You just have to leave. You can't even pretend like things are going well. You just have to leave in general.
It involved a family that owned a restaurant. They took out a loan they couldn't repay. When the debt became too much, the entire family disappeared. There were many more reasons.
Where did they go?
Even failing an exam can motivate people to disappear.
That is actually the case for many of your
speaking of failing exams, bro, you know those nightmares you may get, you know those dreams you may have before a test, or like, you know, studying for a test or whatnot, or missing school and you're like, oh, did I accidentally miss school or anything like that? Yeah, those dreams never go away. Those dreams are for life. You will be 35 waking up from a dream thinking that you failed math class. It doesn't stop. I promise you it doesn't. Bro, I just had a dream like 1 or 2 days ago, bro. And I'm like, why am I having these dreams? I'm not in school.
They chose to vanish because of depression, disappointment, rejection, and lack of support.
Lack of support, probably the biggest one.
Dissolving into thin air. That's why the Japanese called it johatsu, which means evaporation. The name came from the idea of water disappearing into the air. Now we get to the strangest part of this case. Most people didn't have the skills to disappear and build a new life, so an entire industry was formed to help them do it.
Japan is the only country I know that has an entire underground industry dedicated to helping people disappear.
In Japan, there are companies known as yonigeya. In English, that means midnight escape agents.
That sounds kind of. Hey girl, yeah, I can't talk for long. My midnight escape agent is coming tonight. Yeah, he's gonna be staying for about 3 hours. I can't say too much. I'll talk with you later. Bye.
Agents offer services such as secret relocations, where a person can be transported to a new location overnight.
This is a crazy business model.
Midnight escape agents operate openly. They have websites, logos, and office staff. They charge anywhere from $450 to $2,600. Once someone hires them, planning begins immediately. Days before the move, they help clients sneak out small items.
We should move this business model to the US.
If the client is alone, the move
idea.
usually happens in the middle of the night. If an entire family wants to disappear, each member is sent on a fake errand that morning. By the time anyone notices, the home is empty. If the client
the whole family dipping because of debt. Like, I get it. It's just the thought of that is crazy, to have a whole business model named after it.
As debt and is being watched by debt collectors, the movers find ways to avoid detection. Every detail is calculated. Then they transport the client to
what happens when these people are found?
Because
there's no way they're perfect.
That have become hotbeds for johatsu.
Okay, so they have been found.
Who call them home, they no longer officially exist.
What?
Some of these secret towns don't appear on Japan's official maps. In these places, people can rent rooms and work.
They have towns off map? Nah, that's crazy. That's crazy. They have towns off map. They manipulated every map in the country to make sure they don't show the towns.
Cash-only jobs without showing ID. For someone who wants to disappear, it offers a clean break. Imagine an entire town filled with people who were reported missing. Sounds pretty creepy to me. So if you ever scroll through Japanese social media, don't be surprised by all the missing person posts. It may seem scary to us, but over there, disappearing is actually a business. This next case is about a guy who took
That's actually like terrible though, because what if the business model for helping these people disappear is just trafficking? And because it has such a good rep for some people, these people are already trying to disappear. So if these people disappear without anyone knowing, like that's an easy trafficking business model. I don't know about that, man.
Obsession with a girl too far. The creepiest love story.
Oh gosh.
In 2011, a man went on an online Japanese chat room asking for advice. His post was titled, "Help. The girl I like won't respond to my emails." At first, people thought it was a simple dating question, but the more he explained, the creepier he seemed. The real problem was how obsessed he sounded. He was willing to do anything
haven't slept
to win
for an
her
entire
over.
day.
Users soon realized they were watching a stalker situation unfold live. The man never shared his real name. For his story, we'll call him Kai. Kai said he liked a girl named Denko. They went to the same college, but he was too shy to confess his feelings. One day during their second year, they hung out in a group. He got her contact details. After that, they began texting. Then Denko suddenly stopped replying. 3 days passed with no response. Kai was worried. He thought maybe she was hurt, so he asked the chat room what to do. Before
he
giving
thought
advice.
she was hurt. Bro got ghosted and didn't think getting ghosted for was a real possibility.
Users asked one question: how many times did you message her? Kai's answer shocked everyone. He sent 600.
Yo, if someone ever sent me 600 emails, I gotta report to the police. Do you not have anything else going on? Holy!
100 emails in 3 days. That's like one message every 7 minutes. And he didn't see anything wrong with it.
The sheer number is alarming enough, but the way he just casually drops that in like it's a totally normal thing to do is wild.
Some in the chat room called it stalker level creepy. They told him to stop contacting her immediately, but Kai refused. He insisted he was in love. The chat room then asked what their conversation looked like before Denko stopped replying. Kai told them.
Hope he gave a couple of examples of how their conversations
I bet you it's about to be the weakest
which are honestly just
conversations.
ridiculous.
The messages were repetitive and boring. What do you do for fun? What do you listen to? At that point, some users began trolling him. They told
Yo, this man is real life like creepy, and they just egging him on. Oh,
to
brother.
send more emails and call her nonstop. They were being sarcastic, but Kai took them seriously. He bombarded Denko with more messages.
Something
Denko
gotta be wrong with
finally
Kai.
She wrote,
upstairs.
"Don't email me anymore." Most people would understand that clearly, but Kai didn't. He returned to the chat room and posted her message. He asked what he should do next. When users told him to leave her alone, he refused. Instead, he took things to the next level. He went to Denko's house unannounced.
Think. If you have his email, I think you might have enough information to tell the police. There's no way I'm getting 600 emails. Ain't no way, and I'm not reporting nobody.
Disturbing about that is that he had her address. He knew exactly where she lived. And as we'll see in a second, that alone was enough to make her fear for her life. Most people don't realize how easy it actually.
And here comes the VPN ad. Hey, you're so good at incorporating this ad, man.
Kai arrived at Denko's house and rang the doorbell. Denko's mother answered. She appeared to know who he was because she stepped outside and told him, "If you come by again, I'll call the police." Kai.
What do you mean if no, you're supposed to call the police now. 600 emails is too like pulling up unannounced, ridiculous. 600 emails, ridiculous. Police should have been called.
Went back to the chat room and asked why Denko's mom was mad at him. Users were blunt. They said Denko obviously told her mom that he was harassing her, but Kai rejected that explanation.
What are we talking
Instead,
about?
he blamed Denko's mother for interfering.
I know he's not about to kill his mom. I think crying it all out helped. Thinking about it, Denko hasn't said anything to me straight, so it's her mother's who's shady. But if she calls the police, my life is over, so I need a way to meet Dink. What the act? Okay, this is mind-blowing.
Wrote, I need a way to meet
This is
Denko
actually
without
absurd.
involving her mom. A few days later, he returned to her house. This time, he didn't knock. He snuck around the property and peeked into Denko's room. Their eyes met. Denko screamed. Kai ran away. Hours later, Denko sent Kai a message. Don't call me or email me anymore, please. I'm sorry.
Call the police. What are you doing? Do you think it's gonna anger him more and put you more in danger? Like, that's the only thing I could think of. That's the only thing. Maybe you think you'll be in more danger, but oh my goodness.
Sorry, but I'm really scared. If there's been a misunderstanding, then I apologize. But this is my last email. Please don't contact me again. I'm begging you. Denko feared for her life. After that, Denko changed her phone number and email address. Kai could no longer reach her. Again, that
But she
should have
still
been the end.
lives
But
in the
Kai
same spot.
Did not
Like,
give
that
up.
doesn't
Kai
change. She still lives
contacted
there.
Denko's best friend. He offered to pay for
What?
updates about Denko. The best friend agreed. He first paid 3,000 yen, which is about $20.
They sold their friend soul for $20. Sold for $20, bro. Sold their soul for $20. Oh my God. Look, if they were hitting a lick, I still wouldn't understand, but at least I would listen. I'm not listening to nothing for no $20.
Over the next few weeks, he kept paying for information. One day, the friend told him Denko would be at a certain park. Kai went there. He found Denko. When Denko saw him, she snapped. She punched him and screamed at him to leave. He left to avoid causing a scene. Later, he returned to the chat room and explained what happened. He still believed it was just a misunderstanding. This time, the chat room turned on him. They told Kai he was the problem. Some even praised Denko for defending herself. After that,
he might be the densest man I've ever seen in my life. Like, no, like something's actually wrong with him, and it doesn't sound like he has any parents. It doesn't sound like he has any parents for guidance. He has no friends for guidance, and the only other person he's talking to is leaking the information. Oh my God. They said where she where's she gonna be at? Like, what are you doing? I think the only people denser than him might be anime main characters. That has to be it.
Kai claimed he stopped contacting her, but he kept posting in the chat room. He later revealed that he met another girl whom he paid
Troll baiting. Most of the responses to the OP questions were okay.
in exchange for a relationship. That relationship also failed. On May 2nd, 2011, Kai made his final post. He wrote that he didn't understand how girls think at all.
That's what he got out of this.
After that, he disappeared from the forum. Kai never revealed his true identity, so no one could track him down. That also meant that no one could verify his story. In 2012, someone translated Kai's thread from Japanese to English and posted it on Tumblr. And that's how we know about this today. Many readers treated it like a joke, but it was most likely the real-time online diary of a creepy stalker.
Right.
The monster with 21 faces.
Huh?
In online Japanese chat rooms, there's one case people still discuss. It was a crime spree that happened in the 1980s. The group behind the crimes had a name straight out of a horror novel, The Monster with 21 Faces. For over a year,
that name is so hard. That name is so... Why can't we give hard names to good people? That name is so hard.
They kept Japan on edge. They didn't just commit crimes. They turned it into a sick game. The public first heard about The Monster with 21 Faces in 1984. That March, two masked men kidnapped Katsuhisa Ezaki. He was the president of Ezaki Glico, one of Japan's largest candy companies. The kidnappers broke into his home and took him while his wife watched helplessly. They left behind a ransom note.
A ransom note demanded Ezaki's company Glico turn over 1 billion yen and 100 kilograms of gold in a specified phone booth.
What's 1 billion yen in USD? $6 million. Okay. How much is 100 kilograms of gold USD? Yeah, I don't know why I asked Siri that complicated question.
Largest ransom demand in Japanese history.
Bare minimum
Ezaki's
6 mil.
family contacted the police. Search teams spread out across the area. Meanwhile, the family gathered the ransom money, but the police wanted to catch the kidnappers, so they waited at the drop location ready to arrest anyone who came for the cash. The family placed the bag at the location and left. Officers...
Wait, they about to shoot anyone who goes for the cash, bro? Don't be nosy, cause you just see a bag of cash laying somewhere. Might look left, might look right. scoop that thing up and I'm leaving that night.
Waited and watched, but no one ever came to pick it up. About 3 days later, after his abduction, Ezaki returned. He claimed he was tied up in a warehouse, but he managed to escape on his own. Unfortunately, Ezaki couldn't identify the kidnappers or provide police with any clues. The case could have ended there. Instead, it escalated. Weeks later, the group set fire to several cars at Glico's headquarters. That same day, the criminals sent letters to 2 major newspapers. The letters did 2 things. First, they mocked the police for not catching them.
Okay, so they just wanted attention. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like they did this for attention.
Fools. Are you stupid? With so many of you, what are you doing? If you're real pros, try catching me.
They also dropped.
Yeah, okay, yeah, they were having fun with it. They were having fun with it. Oh, that's crazy.
The car we used is gray, and the food was bought at Taiyei. If you want new info, beg for it in the newspaper.
The letter was signed, The Monster with 21 Faces.
He gave himself that name. You know, people who typically give themselves a name is so whack, but he gave himself such a hard name, dog.
Now the entire country knew their name, but the monster was just getting started. In May 1984, the monster sent another letter.
The monster claimed to have laced $21 million worth of Glico products with potassium cyanide.
What?
Some reports said hydrocyanic acid soda.
How? How would you even do that?
They put poison in candy that was already in stores. The news spread fast.
I think they're trolling. There's no way. I think they're trolling. They did their first big stunt, right? Which was the kidnapping. Then they did the second stunt. And now they can just troll because it doesn't matter. They already believe they've already did things bad enough.
Japan panicked. Supermarkets removed all Glico products. Parents threw out candy. Glico lost $130 million from this.
What if they were hired by a competing company? Right? Okay, I don't know. Was the guy who was kidnapped, was that the CEO of Glico? Was that Glico CEO?
Katsuhisa Ezaki. He was the president of Ezaki Glico.
So they have a vendetta against Glico. They got hired out by someone to attack Glico because they kidnapped the head and then they loot. Wow. What did Glico do to them?
In the business, hundreds of workers were laid off. When investigators tested the candy, no poison was found.
No poison. I know there wasn't.
Was just bluffing, but the fear it caused was real. In June 1984, the monster sent another letter. We're satisfied. The president of Glico has already gone around with his head hanging down long enough. We would like to forgive him.
What does
just
that
like that,
mean?
the attacks on Glico stopped.
Oh
No
my
ransom
gosh.
was paid. No arrests were made. Many believed the nightmare was over. They were wrong. A few months later, the monster chose a new target. That October, they began threatening another candy company called Morinaga. A letter was sent to newspapers.
You know what this reminds me of? I don't know how many y'all are gonna pick up on the reference I'm about to make. This reminds me of the Phantom Thieves in Persona 5, where they have to send notes to the people they're about to go and steal their hearts. That's what this feels like. They could have got influence from this. I wouldn't be surprised.
Addressed to the moms of the nation. In it, the monster claimed they placed poisoned Morinaga candy in
we're not
stores.
believing it.
This time, it wasn't a bluff. Police searched supermarkets nationwide. They found over a dozen poisoned candies. Strangely, the monster placed warning labels on them. Danger contains poison. You'll die if you eat this. The monster.
Yo, what are they doing? How did they get in the stores and nobody see them? How are
with 21 faces?
I guess no cameras does that.
60% overnight. The company
They're
laid off
single-handedly controlling the stocks of this country.
The government had to intervene to prevent the business from collapsing. The monster then threatened other Japanese food companies. One letter read, "We are the culprits involved in the Glico and Morinaga incidents. If you do not want to become another Glico and Morinaga, put out the cash. If you don't
what's crazy? They didn't even get paid the first time around. Like they had the ransom, but they never got paid. They're doing this for the love of the game. I don't think they're ever going to get paid.
In your products. Several companies paid ransom. Meanwhile, police thought they were doing everything
they actually
to
did
find
pay.
the monster. They believed they were closing in. During one ransom pickup, an undercover officer was assigned to deliver the money. He boarded a train. Then he noticed a man watching him. The officer said the man had eyes like those of a fox.
He looked cunning, hunting, and they nicknamed him the Fox-Eyed Man.
But like,
when the officer tried to follow the man disappeared into a crowd. Days later, the police released a sketch of the Fox-Eyed Man. They even identified a suspect.
A man called Miyazaki. Physically, he looked just like the Fox-Eyed Man, and he did also have a bit of a history with Glico.
But after the investigation, he was cleared.
It went nowhere.
Over time, police interviewed roughly 125,000 persons of interest.
Wow.
None of them were linked to the monster. Months passed with no arrests. The public was angry. The media media criticized the government. The officer leading the investigation was dismissed.
The police
he
is
considered
calling
it the biggest failure of his professional
Yamoto, they're calling the police force
career. So out of embarrassment, the officer did the unthinkable. News of his passing shocked Japan. 5 days.
And that just speaks to the work culture that can be had, because you're telling me because he had a failed investigation he committed? I don't even think anyone died, because they said they set fires at cars, but they didn't say there was no casualties. There was no casualties. That's crazy. The amount of embarrassment, like, wow.
Later, the monster sent
he must
one
have
final
felt
letter.
for him to
They
do
talked
that.
about what happened to the officer.
No Korea Yamamoto died like a man, so we decided to give our condolences. We decided to forget about torturing food making company.
It sounded like they felt guilty about his passing and decided to stop. The letter ended with, "It's fun to lead a bad man's life." No one ever heard from the monster again. The case remained open for years, but in the year 2000, the statute of limitations expired. That meant even if the culprits were identified, they couldn't be prosecuted.
That's a crazy grandfather story. I know there's some grandpa telling their story right now about how they did that. Single-handedly controlling the fear of the Japanese and also controlling the stock market of certain food companies. That's wicked.
To this day, no one knows the true identity of the monster with 21 faces. But on the Japanese internet, this group is still a topic of discussion today. Up next is a story that made people afraid of browsing the web. The Red Room Curse. If you explore the darker side of the Japanese internet, one story keeps coming up. It's called the Red Room Curse. Some say it's just a myth. Others believe it's tied to evil spirits. The curse centers around a red pop-up window.
It's all about this pop-up that comes up when you're just browsing the internet, and it looks like a virus. Like it's just
This
like
just
red
reminds
thing
me of like that one TV ad where they're like driving on the hillside, and then there's this random monster lady thing that pops up that's like
pops up.
To some, it isn't just a normal pop-up. According to the legend, if the pop-up appears on anyone's screen, they won't survive the next 24 hours. And there were real-life events that convinced some people the Red Room Curse might be real. The earliest stories about the Red Room Curse date back to the late 1990s. Around that time, someone created a short animated video and uploaded it to a Japanese website. The cartoon followed two students who heard about the Red Room Curse. They were talking at school when one mentioned a rumor about a dangerous pop-up.
This is probably like Bloody Mary.
Your fate was sealed. The other student laughed it off. He didn't believe in internet curses. Later that night, he went home.
Once home, the boy, being skeptical about what his friend had told him, decided to look into it.
I'm gonna keep it a bug. If someone at school told me about some Red Room Curse, I'm like, yeah, that's not real. And I'm immediately forgetting it as soon as I get home. You know why? Because I'm coming after football practice and I've been at school all dang day and I have homework to do. I don't got time to think about no Red Room Curse.
Searched online for proof, but found nothing, so we gave up. Then, while browsing normally, a pop-up appeared.
The legend is about a pop-up box on the internet that reads, "Do you like?" in Japanese, which is also narrated by a girl.
He tried closing it. Each time he did, it came back. Eventually, the question changed to, "Do you like the Red Room?" Then the screen flickered and it went black. And many names started showing up in red. These were the names of everyone who had already seen the pop-up. None of them were alive anymore.
Interesting.
As the boy scanned the list, his heart sank. He saw his friend's name, the same friend who told him about the cursed pop-up. Then at the bottom of the list, his own name appeared. It meant he was next. Suddenly, he realized that someone was standing behind him. The animation never showed what happened after that. It didn't need to. The message was clear. The next day, both of the boys were missing. Reports said they were found lifeless. That was a story in the cartoon. But after watching it, many believers of this story weren't sure if it was just fiction or if the curse was real. No one wanted to investigate. As one person wrote, "I really want to check it out, but I'm scared it'll be real." Then a real event made people even more scared of the curse. In June 2004, a Japanese schoolgirl ended her classmate. As part of the investigation, police searched her computer. They wanted to understand her motive, but they found something unsettling in her browser history.
The #1 bookmark on Natsumi's computer was a flash animation that depicted the Red Room Curse.
The Japanese media reported the discovery. The Red Room legend was no longer just a story. It was now linked to a real-world tragedy. This connection—
And whoa, that's probably like the only tragedy has been connected to.
Stayed in people's mind. drawings. Years passed. The original animation that made the curse famous got lost. But the story of the cursed pop-up kept spreading. Some created video games based on it. Others made short films inspired by it.
Have y'all ever heard of it? I've never heard of the Red Room. Have y'all?
Online. Someone says their screen flashed red for a second, or a strange message popped up and vanished before they could screenshot it. The Red Room curse legend felt relatable. Anyone can get a pop-up while browsing, and the idea that seeing it means you're already doomed is what makes it scary. This next chapter is about a screenshot of a creature that some swear isn't human. The demon with no face.
Right. So first off, we're doing a creature with no faces. There's not many creatures like that in general.
In November 2020, a photo from a
be for real. Come on now. Regardless though, this is a crazy view.
Traffic camera went viral on the Japanese internet. It wasn't a car crash, weather update, or anything you expect to see on a traffic cam. It looked like a picture of a demon. At least that's what most people who saw it thought it was. The camera
just a man
was
with a hoodie
at a place called the Izu Skyline.
That's all that is.
Mountain road in Japan. The cameras were installed for traffic and weather updates, so they captured images of
bro just wanted to look mysterious, like he is not about nothing.
Every hour and posted them on the website. On November 1st,
if you see this, bro, and you bout something, bro, I did not mean that. You really bout it. I did not mean that.
2020, a Twitter user was checking out the live feed from those cameras. Then he saw something strange. A figure stood near the side of the road. It was completely black and it wasn't moving. It simply stood there.
You know what's crazy? He's been practicing to get this one shot this whole, like, he's been practicing trying to get this shot for days, maybe even weeks. He's been trying to look like this for a minute.
The shape looked human, but it had no visible features. No matter how much he zoomed in, he could not see a face. It was just a solid silhouette standing upright. The user quickly took a screenshot. He posted the image on Twitter and asked if anyone knew what it was.
It's so bright, and yet the figure is all black. It's creepy. Also appears to be slightly bigger than a normal person.
What if it was just a person who just had like black construction paper on their backside or on their front side just so they could go for this flick?
The post triggered thousands of reactions. Some thought it was just a person
like, that's how
in
easy
black
it
clothes
is.
or spandex, but the figure looked far too smooth. There were no creases or fabric lines. There was something else that made no sense. The figure had no shadow. That was unnatural. Then came the creepiest observation. The photo was taken on November 1st. That was the morning after Halloween. That detail shifted the entire conversation. Some began to think it was a supernatural entity, but others argued it was likely a prank.
Well, assuming the photo wasn't edited in any way, it was
that's what I'm
likely
saying.
just a person trying to get captured by the live cam they knew. Took a picture at 6 a.m. every morning.
Even with logical explanations, the image continued to disturb people. There was no official statement from road authorities, and no one ever proved what it was.
Well, road authorities probably didn't care because they're like, it's kind of obvious that someone just applied to take a picture here. That's what they're all thinking. They're like, we actually have real life problems to deal with, and this is what y'all are talking about.
Continued operating as usual, and the figure never appeared again. Years later, it remains one of the creepiest images to come out of the Japanese internet. This next case was so unsettling that people made a movie about it. The Train Ride to Nowhere. In January 2004, a Japanese chat room asked users to share any strange things happening around them. Hundreds of users joined the conversation. They told stories about odd events and random coincidences. Then a user named Hasumi began posting. Her story was so unsettling that it made everyone stop and read. And it was unfolding in real time as she typed. Hasumi was typing while she was on a train heading home from work. It was late at night. The train was supposed to stop at her usual station, but it didn't.
It just kept going. 10 minutes passed, 15, 20.
Wait,
still no sign of slowing down. No familiar station announcements.
Hasumi looked around. All the other passengers were asleep. No one seemed worried. Instead of
okay. So it's just like a
panicking alone, she posted on the online chat room asking what to do. People replied instantly. First, they told her to check the conductor, but she couldn't find him. Finally, the train stopped. Hasumi stepped off and posted the name of the station, Kisaragi Station. That wasn't her stop, and she never heard of that station before. Users in the chat room searched online. Kisaragi.
Why didn't she search online what Kisaragi station was? Why is she asking? Wait, why is she asking other people before she just look it up herself?
Station didn't exist on any map. No one in the group recognized the name either. Hasumi was stranded at a place that didn't seem to exist. All she wanted was to get home. Some users told her to stay on the train, but Hasumi already stepped off, and the train left before she could get back on. Now she was alone.
The station was completely deserted. Not a single person anywhere. The ticket office was dark.
If you have a phone, can't you call somebody? You doing all this posting online, can't you call somebody? You clearly have service if you're talking on forums, just call somebody.
Hasumi tried to find a taxi, but there was none. People in the chat room told her to walk along the tracks until she reached the previous stop. So she started walking. Then she heard a voice behind her. Someone screamed, "Hey, don't walk on the tracks, that's dangerous." When Hasumi turned around, she saw a man with one leg.
What is going on here?
He disappeared. Hasumi kept updating the chat room. She was terrified, but she forced herself to keep
doing anything but calling the police.
She saw a tunnel ahead and went through it. When she came out on the other side, she saw a man sitting in a car. He offered to drive her to a nearby hotel. She told the chat room and asked what to do. Users warned her not to get in. They said it was suspicious for someone to be there so late at night. But Hasumi said she was exhausted, so she got into the car. At first,
what'd you ask them for then?
Friendly. Then she realized he was driving in the wrong direction.
The driver wasn't heading toward any hotel. Instead, he turned into a narrow mountain road, driving deeper into the wilderness.
Hasumi asked what was happening, but the driver ignored her. He was
I guess if they driving too fast and there's no way for her to get out anyways.
That's when Hasumi posted her final message. "My battery's almost out. Things are getting strange, so I think I'm going to make a run for it." After that, there were no more updates. Hasumi never posted again. Hundreds of users stayed online waiting for Hasumi's return. She never did. People formed theories about what happened to her at Kisaragi.
I just think it's fake. I don't think that's real. That don't even make sense. You're telling me she asking a random chat room for help before calling anybody? Like, let's be for real. That doesn't make a lick of sense.
Station.
Some said she must have slipped through a doorway into another dimension.
Who is saying that?
Others had darker explanations.
Maybe she died in an accident while dozing off, and what she experienced was her final journey to the afterlife.
Some believe the
Right.
The entire story was a hoax. People continued searching for any trace of Kisaragi Station, but they found nothing. 7 years later, someone claiming
nonsense.
to be Hasumi posted an update saying she survived. Most people didn't believe it. Over time, Hasumi's posts spread across the internet, and the mystery of Kisaragi Station became one of Japan's most famous internet horror stories. In 2022, a movie was made about it. To this day, no one knows how true her posts were.
That's crazy
All
how that
people saw was someone scared asking for help. Then
that's crazy how that's made into a movie.
She disappeared.
Like, I don't even think it's crazy enough to be a movie.
Anything to get attention, including risking other people's lives. The case of the fake survivor.
What does that
When
mean?
we talk about creepy content, it isn't always ghosts or curses. Sometimes it's real people doing strange
I thought that was
things.
nut
This is
floating in
one
the
of those
sky.
cases. It involves a man who pretended to be buried alive. It all started with a real tragedy. On January 1st, 2024, Japan was struck by a powerful earthquake.
Ooh, yep, I remember that.
7.6 magnitude earthquake
I remember that,
struck
yeah.
central Japan, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake.
Buildings collapsed and fires spread. But the most urgent crisis was the people trapped under the rubble. They needed to be rescued before time ran out. That same day, 25-year-old Ryodai Kanemaru was at home. He also lived in Japan, but he was miles away from the disaster.
So he was trying to,
he was completely
safe.
safe.
Was bro trying to just get like his 15 minutes of fame from faking his death?
The earthquake spread, Kanemaru opened Japanese Twitter. He wanted to see how people were reacting. There were several thousand posts requesting rescue at the time. The trapped victims became the focus of national attention. Kanemaru wanted that attention too, so he decided to lie. That night, he posted,
why do you want the attention and the attention be you lying about being trapped somewhere going to die? Like, why?
Family is trapped in our collapsed house. To make the lie believable, he listed a real address in Wajima, one of the hardest hit areas. His message got a lot of attention. People replied and told him to stay strong. Others said they would alert authorities. He probably loved the attention because he decided to tell another lie. He posted another desperate message asking for help. This time he used a different address. Once again, people online reacted with concern.
He's just doing things.
Repeated the lie.
This was before, was this before getting paid off of Twitter? Just for the love of the game.
Again and again. By the end of the day, he made about a dozen fake rescue posts. The next day, 10 officers went to the site posted by Kanemaru. They were there to rescue him, but they found no collapsed houses. All residents in the neighborhood were confirmed to be safe. The rescue team searched the area area for about 20 minutes trying to find the person who asked for help. Eventually, they realized the rescue request was fake. But Kanemaru wasn't the only one doing this. Many others also posted fake rescue requests. A researcher later reviewed the rescue tweets.
The Institute said that there were over 1,000 tweets asking for help, and 104 were fake. Some of the posts included the name of non-existent places.
The situation became so serious that Japan's prime minister addressed it in a press conference. He called the posts malicious false information. It was a big issue because the fake posts sent them rushing to scenes where there was no one who needed help. Meanwhile, there were hundreds of real victims waiting to be saved. It was despicable. Police decided to track down those behind the fake posts and hold them accountable. Authorities analyzed Twitter accounts. They were able to trace the posts back to their sources. The investigation took time, but it produced results. In July 2024, the police arrested Kanemaru. The headline read, "Man arrested for making false rescue request on social media." He was charged with obstructing rescue work. When questioned, Kanemaru told police exactly why he did it. He said, "I wanted to take advantage of the earthquake to draw attention to my posts and get a lot of people to respond."
I feel bad for these people because clearly they just don't get enough attention day to day. And that's why they have to do this. Just anything for that dopamine hit, anything for communicating with people.
In simple terms, he wanted likes and shares on social media. And he didn't care if real victims were hurting while he did it. The Japanese internet.
I don't feel bad that they got in trouble. I just feel bad that about how they think and how they feel like they have to carry themselves for attention. That's what I feel bad for. Like, it sucks that you're distracting the police because you want attention, but it sucks that you feel like you need to distract the police for attention too at the same time. Two things can be true.
It is full of stories that were never solved, never explained. Some are real and others legends. But maybe the creepiest stories are the ones somewhere
never told,
where your imagination fills in the rest. Visual venture.
I'm about to visually venture into my imagination, and it's getting filled. It's getting filled a lot. Thank you, visual. My imagination, it won't stop filling. Great video, bro.